Oh my God, is this a man? Is this man gonna, is he gonna mansplain me?
There's a lot of people when I say this, but if you're not losing weight, even though you're trying everything, number one, you're a liar. And number two, it is 100% still your fault.
Jesus, lady, why is it so difficult to speak to an audience with a little bit of empathy and respect?
Okay. So first off, and look, there's nothing wrong with being gay, but obviously this guy's, I mean, he talks like he's gay. So I get excited sometimes. I'm like, oh my God, someone's going to actually mansplain to me. Like, you can't mansplain if you like dick. It doesn't work.
Jeez, lady.
Maybe he does. Maybe he does identify as a woman. I don't know. Lay off the oat milk, bruh. All right, here we go. Let's see what he got to.
Jeez, lady.
I mean, let's be honest. Let's talk. Without listening to the rest of this video. 100% your fault. Look, I do believe that there are genetic factors. There are genetic factors that can predispose you to storing more body fat. It has to do a lot with like the estrogenics your parents and your mother were, like if your parents were obese, it's going to make you predisposed. Not to mention when you're raised, you're going to be fed garbage food too. It doesn't mean that you can't lose the fat though. It doesn't mean that you can't make those positive changes. It might make it more challenging, but what happens to a certain point? Because unfortunately, we're not educated properly about nutrition in this country. Most people just don't know anything about it. Obviously, you've been to Walmart and Target and stuff. You know what people look like and how people take care of themselves or lack thereof. So where you're at right now, when you have that epiphany, when you have that swole epiphany, when you get swole pill and you realize, oh my God, what happened to you and what you've done to a certain point, it's not necessarily your fault, but now it's your responsibility. So playing the victim and, oh my God, that doesn't help anyone, least of all you. So it's about taking control of your life. And if you want to take control of your life, that's something else. But you can't continuously play the victim. You're not going to get any brownie points. Like it's still up to you to make those positive changes.
You're a trainer. If a client comes to you and says, yeah, I've tried everything to lose weight, and your first response is to call them a liar?
I don't think anyone's gonna be like, you're a liar. People say they've tried everything and they haven't. They haven't. So please. Yeah, this guy's obviously not a trainer or doesn't know. People say they eat clean. People say they do this. People are hypocritical. They lie all the fucking time. People lie to themselves all the fucking time. I don't know why I've gained 500 pounds. I don't know. You don't know? People mindlessly eat. Yeah, most people are, whether they're doing it intentionally to be evil is different. But yeah, most people are not telling the truth to themselves or to anyone else. So yeah, get used to being a personal trainer. That's the world of that. People just say shit and they're just completely lying to themselves.
You don't deserve their business. And all you've really managed to do is to make them feel worse about themselves and increase the distance between them and the fitness community.
A lot of people say that they've tried everything and they haven't tried anywhere close to, and guess what? Maybe you've tried everything except the right thing. People use that. People talk in hyperbole. So that's when someone says I've tried everything, it's like, yeah, you probably haven't. And you probably haven't done those things properly. It's just a fact. Most people say they say I've tried everything and they've barely tried anything, or they haven't done it. It's like if you do something that's terrible for you and you've really tried it hard, it doesn't make it like your perception of your effort doesn't make something that isn't going to work, right? Just because you've tried things doesn't mean you've been successful, nor should it. There's no one, just because you want to make changes in your life, people feel entitled because, hey, I'm trying things. I should get results. That's not how it works, right? That's not how it works. That's not how it works. Dude, what's going on with your face?
Why would they want to be a part of an environment presumably filled with people like you?
People love blaming everybody but themselves.
Fact.
My food, I'm busy,
Fact.
blah, blah, blah. Nobody gives a fuck, dude. Like,
Fact.
Nobody cares.
If this is how you speak on a public platform, I can only imagine how you speak to your clients in private.
She sounds like the female version of me. So this guy is literally completely cucked out. She's absolutely right. People blame everyone but themselves. That's undeniable. Again, it doesn't have to sound like a warm, fuzzy blanket. She doesn't have to say things the way you want her to say it. And just because you don't like the sound of it, and just because it hurts your feelings, doesn't make it less true. I want to play that part again. I want to play that part again. Look, maybe she is being harsh. Okay, the truth can hurt. If you let it hurt, if you get butthurt over the truth, then whose fault is it?
People love blaming everybody but themselves.
fact. This is what we talk about all the time. People love to blame everyone but themselves. Straight up fact. Straight up fact. Okay?
My food, I'm busy.
I'm busy. I'm busy. One of the biggest bullshit fucking excuses in history. Are some people very time limited? Yes. Exactly. Some people are very time limited. Okay. How many hours are in the day? 24. How many hours are in the day in Seoul, South Korea? 24. How many hours in the day are in Beijing? 24. How many hours are in Perth, Australia? 24. How many hours in a day in, I don't know, Montreal, Canada? 24. 24 hours in a day. Okay? So there are a lot of busy people out there that are getting it done. How many of you consider yourselves busy? Anyone? How many of you would consider yourselves busy and you still get it done? Okay. So that's a bullshit excuse. So she's, again, correct here. I don't know the whole video of her. This is just him rant, but look, I'm going to give credit when credit's due. If he says something intelligent, then I'll give him credit for it.
Blah, blah, blah. Nobody gives a fuck, dude. Like,
yeah. And this is like, okay, does that come out harsh? Sure. But I say that too. Look, oh, you're not busy. Like, oh, your feelings. Like, I don't give a shit. And nor should I give a shit. You should give a shit. So when I do this, it's kind of satirical and hyperbolic. Like, do I care about your feelings? Like, honestly, no, I don't have time to care about your feelings. Your feelings don't matter about going to the gym. Your feelings don't matter about eating what you're supposed to be eating. Your feelings are irrelevant. Are you doing what you're supposed to be doing? This is what discipline is. You're doing shit that needs to be done because it's time to get it done. That's what discipline is. It has nothing to do with you feel like doing it. That's your emotion. That's blah, blah. If you always wait to feel like doing something, those are the people that are never going to get results because you don't feel like going to the gym. Okay. So fucking what? So fucking what? I don't feel like getting up at 4 and going to the gym. Who fucking cares? No one does. No one's going to feel sorry for you because, oh, you skipped the gym. Like, oh man, oh yeah. Everyone's worried about themselves. Everyone's got their own fucking problems. No one does care. No one does care. But this is the thing. The reason why people whine and bitch and moan is because they want people to care. They want people to put an arm around their shoulder and be like, you know what? You don't have to. You're beautiful just the way they are. That's why these fat acceptance and body positive grifters out there get a following, because a lot of people say this, they complain, they whine like a bitchy little child throwing a tantrum. They want to get reinforced. And we have these grifting, social media people that are capitalizing on giving them that positive reinforcement for complaining and whining and bitching and playing the victim. No one cares. She's right. No one fucking cares.
nobody cares.
If this is how you speak on a public platform, I can only imagine how you speak to your clients in private. It's one thing to be honest with someone, but telling them that nobody gives a fuck about...
They don't. They don't. Who should? If they don't give a fuck, who else? No one cares. No one cares. People need fucking reality check. People need a reality check. Straight to the fucking boards. 5-minute major for roughing. People need some slaps across the tits.
What they're going through is a pathetic attempt at coaching.
No. Either throw yourself a pity party or take that energy into actually doing the shit that is required for you to have results.
I'm going to give you...
Let's fucking go. What's this girl's at? Who is this girl? I like her. I like her. I like her. If I was ever going to like bring on a female on the Swole team, do we need another let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Sounds like a co-host to me. Let's get her on the Mancast. I like it. I like it. I want to hear that part again. Lay it on me thick. Do it.
You can either throw yourself a pity party or take that energy into actually doing the shit that is required for you to have results.
Adam Wright. Oh, his name. This is his download. So the TikTok ad, I thought it was hers. Adam Wright Fitness. Oh God, he's a fitness. All right. You see what's out there? Oh, so this guy is a fitness person, I guess, that his expertise is arm around the shoulder, like, you're beautiful just the way you are. Do you want someone who's going to cry, you can cry on their shoulder? Or do you want to get to fucking work? Come on, shut the fuck up.
I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and assume you've been watching old episodes of The Biggest Loser and you're giving your best Jillian Michaels impression. But that shit's not cute. I've been a coach for 10 years and I know...
Oh, I remember my first beer.
That a huge part of our job is to, above all, listen and support our clients without judgment. Because outside of the person they're hiring, they may have never had that before. Berating your clients and trying to shame them into change is destructive, and it's...
Okay, I'm going to pause you right here. Do you think she's talking to her clients like that? How many of you think she's talking to her clients like that? She's making a TikTok video ranting. This is what I do. This is what I do. You're on my turf. This is what I do. I'm not saying this to people's faces. I'm not saying that this is like my internal voice, my internal dialogue. She's venting. She's venting at the frustration that people don't take control of their fucking lives. She's not saying this to her clients' faces. I guarantee you she's a nice person. This guy's probably a nice person too. He might be too nice. Okay. There's enough people in this world. There's business for everyone. Of course, you know, TikTok and Twitter and shit like that. It's just a cesspool of people's opinions. I put mine out there too because it gets attention, it gets business and blah, blah, blah. We're all playing the same game here. But at the same time, it's like, you know, come on. There's something for everyone. If someone wants to be coddled and someone wants a friend and like, oh, you can come to my Christmas party, or someone wants to go and fucking put in the goddamn work. Okay. You got two different people. You got two different clients. So it's good. She's going to get people that are more serious, that want like a kick in the ass and want no bullshit. And he can get the people that, you know, want to kind of, you know, do the 80-20. I want to eat healthy. I want to eat junk food. I want to enjoy my life. And, oh yeah, you know, how you doing? How was your weekend? And like, oh, I had two, wine spritzers. Ooh, naughty me. Okay. There's a client base for that. Whatever. Like, whatever. You know, this is the good news. This is the good news. Like, you know, there's clients for everyone. But I mean, like, no one's talking like that to their client. No, she's not talking to her clients like that. She's making a fucking video. She's ranting. I get it. This is why I left personal training, because it's frustrating when you put in the effort, they're paying you to come in 3 times a week or 4 times a week, and people don't get results because it's on them. It's their fucking fault. They're not eating right. They're not doing stuff. Because when you have them 3 hours or 4 hours out of the week, they're still on their own 98% of the time. If they're not getting results, it's on them. It's not you on the 4 hours they see you a week. It's the fucking other 164 hours in the fucking week that they're stuffing their face and getting poor sleep. It's them. Anyway, okay.
Crazy. Obesity is complex, and it's your job to help clients learn how to navigate around some of the difficulties they're dealing with.
Look, dude, I don't have any problem with you personally. I just wish your voice didn't sound so whiny. It would make it much more bearable. Okay.
It's never as simple as you're not doing enough. Trust me.
It's not doing enough. You're not doing it right. You're not doing it properly. Otherwise, you would have better results. Isn't that kind of like true? You know, because people can say whatever they want. Like, I've done everything. Have you? Have you just eaten like beef and organ meats and gotten quality sleep and got rid of, you know, estrogenic foods and toxins in your environment? Have you done all that for months and months and months? Like, have you really done it? Have you really, have you done that? Well, no, but I haven't. Like, okay, then you really haven't done it. You haven't done that. So there's that. You haven't done things properly. You could try a lot of things. There's a lot of things in this world and people get hyperbolic. I've tried everything. In your head, you feel like you've done so much because you put in effort. But if you're banging your head, you put a lot of effort trying to push a fucking brick wall, it's not going to move no matter how much effort you put in. But I tried so hard. So what? Seriously, so what? You were trying so hard going the wrong direction. So, okay, you tried hard. Cool story. Let's do it right. Does that make sense? Of course it does.
They've heard that plenty of times before you came along. I would never hire a coach like you.
Okay. Cool story. Let's move on.